we're going to be inviting Pastor Susan Timothy to share something, to throw in some, truth bombs and help us, enlighten us, you know. So let's lean in and listen with open hearts. I would like to invite Pastor Susan. Over to you.
I'm so glad because this is the first uh, conference that I'm organizing and hosting. And I should say at this point in time, thanks to my dear friend Shirley out there. And Shirley's been, I was like running around like a headless chicken, if I may say so. I'm saying I need to do this conference, but I don't know how to do it, right? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And then Charlotte and I sat down. She's like, let's just sit down, Akka. Let's just sit down. And so one day we just sat down and the whole flow of it happened. So thank you, Charlene, for taking the time and just supporting this whole thing. And I just love how women have come together to support each other, right? So I did promise Asti that I will share about how Thrive came to being, okay? And I will share that in a minute. And Elevated Woman is the banner under which we are doing all of this. Elevated Woman is a vision that I got from the Holy Spirit that we need to be women that elevate ourselves first and elevate others. Okay? We are not ordinary people. Any of you here feel like you're ordinary? Well, you might have come in here feeling ordinary, but you're not going to go out of here feeling ordinary, okay? Because we are elevated women. What are we? So can you turn to the person next to you and say, I'm an elevated woman? Okay? We may not feel like that right now, okay? We feel like we are underground somewhere. What elevation? I'm feeling like I'm underground. I just want to bury myself somewhere like an ostrich. But you are actually, your identity is that you are an elevated woman, and that's exactly why you are here. Okay, there is a season that we go through when we live very far from our identity. Okay, we live very, very far from our identity because of some of the things that we're going through. But there will come a time because we have a purpose over our lives. We cannot go far from it. We cannot run from it. We cannot hide from it. And that time is today for you. When you are here to be reminded that you are elevated. You are not called to be underground. Right? I'd quickly like to share that the story of my life is ongoing, not that it's finished. Okay, it is ongoing, and I am still unlearning, learning. And that whole journey inspired me to say, why should I be holding on to it for myself? I want to go and talk about it to somebody else. I want to be a blessing to somebody else, share about this, and I want more women to go out and be a blessing to others. It's so easy to share success stories, but it's very difficult to say, I have been in the dumps, right? But if you are in the dumps, just know from our stories that were shared here that that's not where you are called to keep staying, right? You are going to be elevated and you are on that pathway. Isn't that awesome? Yes. So thank you for joining in the second segment. And here, I want to talk to you about thriving, right? What is this word thrive? When I was 35, okay, now I'm 44, all right? So not even 10 years back, yeah? Keshalin, can't believe, thank you. Yeah, there was a time when I would not have said thank you, would have said something back. That's something that we do. It shows that we are not appreciating ourselves. When somebody appreciates you, we don't say thank you, right? We say, yeah, but, okay, that is a sign that you are not celebrating yourself. So when somebody admires something about you, what do you say now? Thank you. Yeah, thank you, right? That's what I do all the time now. Thank you. All right. So when I was 35, I was in a very, very low time. I don't know if I'm ever going to go through a time like that, and I don't think I am going through a time like that ever again. It was my lowest time. I did not have a bank account. I didn't have any money. I was in a situation where I had to take care of myself. Okay, I was in hospital, diagnosed with arrhythmia of the heart, and the cardiologist said you need a pacemaker. Okay, and I'm just 35. And I said, how did this happen? Is it hereditary? And they said, no, it's not hereditary, it's your lifestyle. But what is my lifestyle? I've been working taking care of my family, running, doing stuff, doing, until I found myself at Narayan Hridayalaya on the operation theatre. And that was a wake-up call for me, saying, really, this is brought on by your lifestyle. The amount of stress, the amount of tension, the amount of everything that you are going through, no rest. Because rest is a bad word for us, no? Huh? So many reels are being made out of that. How long are you sleeping? It's a typical what mamiyar marmagal joke. Huh? What is this? You're sleeping for so long. We are made to feel guilty about rest. And if any of you feeling guilty about rest, just know that it's absolutely okay to rest. I had days, even now, I'm a counselor and a life coach, and as I said to you all, I've won so many awards, but even now there are days I cannot get out of bed because I just cannot. My body is not allowing me to, and I feel low. It's absolutely okay. It's okay to go through those days. Oh, maybe you're not praying enough. Well, please. Right? That's the thing. You've got to fast and pray, sister. That is when you will feel the Spirit of God. Nowadays, you're not feeling it because you're not fasting and praying. Haven't we all heard that? Right? Condemnation, judgment, just because we are women. Right? And so when I was on that hospital bed, I said to myself, if I were to go today, right? Because the arrhythmia of the heart, if I don't get a pacemaker, I could have a heart attack anytime. Okay, and I was already having all those things where I would just faint. I could feel it and then I would faint. The doctor had told me I cannot drive, I cannot ride, and I had stopped all of those things. And there I am, and I'm thinking to myself, if I die, right, the only people that I cannot be replaced with is my kids, right? Can they find a mom like me? No, thank you, Titus. He says, never. And is that fair on them? It's not fair. And I said to myself, what have I done? Right? And it's time to take some kind of action. And then there was another big change in my life. And then at that time, I found out that I'm financially nothing. Like I said, I don't have a bank account. And somebody said to me, what are you doing? You don't have a bank account. But I am an Indian woman. My husband manages everything. Right? Everybody has to have a bank account. But imagine me 10 years back, I didn't even have a bank account because I said, what am I going to do? What I need, No. And from there started my survival mode. I had to start from scratch in a place where I didn't know. All I knew was church life. Okay, I only knew how to be a, pastor. I didn't know anything else, but life brought me to a place where I had to start fresh. I had to start from scratch, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I went into survival mode. I said, okay, that's it now. I got to survive. I've got to make this happen. And my health also, right? Health, money, new things, everything was like, what am I doing? But I realized that, yes, I can survive, all right? And I went into survival mode and I did amazingly well. I went from having no bank account to having 3 bank accounts, okay, with money in it, okay? Not just accounts that were just lying around. I went from having known only a church job, I went on to work in the corporate world. Okay, my first job was as an intern in a startup company. They thought I was straight out of college. They didn't know I had 2 kids, and I didn't even tell them. They didn't check my bio and all that. They said, "Come, we need interns." So I went and interned at 35 years old. They didn't even know that I was 35. They thought I was a college kid. Okay, they let me intern. But there was nothing I didn't try. I just love how Renuka said, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." I said, "What can stop me? Let me see." Right? Wanted to try everything. And I said, I'm going to break every barrier and see. And those barriers, you know where they were? They were here. They were not in the outside world. They were all here, these barriers. I went on. And I went on to start my own property management company. And then I said, yeah, that's really, really good. Now I'm surviving, I know how to do it. And I survived. And then there was a time when I said, what is this survival, I'm just existing and not living. I'm just existing and not living. But aren't you happy that you've gone from almost dying to coming here? What happened to you? Well, there's more to life. There's more. There's more to who you are. We are called not just to survive. So you may be going through a really difficult time in your life right now, and you are getting through it. Kudos to you. But don't stop there. That survival is not your ceiling. It is not the ceiling. We think, okay, that's it. I'm a survivor. Who was that? Who sang that? I'm a survivor. Who was it that sang that? Very, very famous song, no? Who was it? Who was it? No, it was one of the American African girls, right? I'm a survivor. I'm not a, what? I ain't no giver, something like that. And that was a great song. It was very, very famous. And all of us women went out and said, we are survivors. Well, that season is finished because now we are thrivers. Okay? What does thriving really mean? Why not survival? What's wrong with surviving? Isn't it awesome that we are survivors? But we women have always been taught that surviving is great. You are fighting against it. You are fighting and fighting and fighting. And then we are fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and sitting there only. But thriving is what we need to get at. And that is what we are called for. Okay? So I was in survival mode. Okay, because I needed it for that season. I needed to survive. I needed to bring out the best, check my limits, just check everything that, what am I made of? What can I do? What can hold me back? Break every barrier. All right, survive. And then what? Survival mode actually limits you in many ways. And we tend to be very proud of being a survivor. I thought about it and I said, really? But I'm not really enjoying this. What's really happening? Okay? It's okay to start as a survivor, but we need to go on to the next level. You might have gone through, we heard the panelists talk about the stages, the different things they went through. So do you think they are in survival or thriving? What do you think? Thriving, right? So we are understanding something about this thriving. There's something to it. In surviving, our mindset becomes very limited. Because we are always seeing trouble. And we start limiting our mindset. Maybe only this much. Okay? This is all that we can do. Our body and mind starts to think, I'm always in some kind of trouble. That is survival mode. Your mind is always on high alert. You are safe. There's nothing that's going to happen to you, but mind is always on high alert. That is survival. Okay, always looking out who's going to come and stab me in the back. Okay, survival. That's what it does. Your nervous system doesn't know that you are safe now because it's always expecting some kind of attack from somewhere. And then it keeps your wounds closed. It keeps your wounds closed but not clean. In survival, what are you doing? Yeah, my wounds are all, what are they? Are they cleaned? No. They're only closed. Is that a good situation to be in? We don't need to be MBBS doctors to figure that out, no? If we don't clean our wounds, what's going to happen? It's going to fester, and then it might need an amputation. And that's where Dr. Karen was talking about our relationships may also, you may see a cut, right? Because our wounds are festering inside. But we've covered it up nicely. It's looking nice, Band-Aid. But what about it inside? Are we really healing? Are we giving ourselves to healing? Like Miriam said, are we going to therapy? It's okay to go speak to a counselor. A counselor? Oh, yo. Is there something wrong with me? Well, there's nothing wrong with you. Please understand. The thing that happens with survival is you are scared of hope itself. So who wants to be in survival mode? We cannot live without hope. Hope is what keeps us going. Hope is all around us. But survival says, but what if it happens to me again? So I better be careful. I don't want to hope. I don't want to hope. We are expecting the worst to happen to us. That's what survival does. So who wants survival? I'm a survivor, anyone? No. Many patterns repeat in our lives. But this already happened, no, to me last year. That other girl did the same thing to me. As survivors, we're scared to open up because we're scared that people are going to hurt us. Isn't that true? That means we haven't stepped into the next level. Can you just think for yourselves a little while? Can you just reflect and say, where are the places that I'm just shut in? Where are the places that I'm actually closing up my wounds and not cleaning them? Cleaning means coming out, talking about it, not to your neighbor, okay? She's going to go and tell the whole neighborhood about it. Not to your auntie, because she's my favorite niece, okay? So she's not going to give you the right things to think on or reflect on as is required by you. She's going to be, biased. This is where we say, please make it a point to speak to a counselor. Now, are you a pastor or a counselor? I'm both, okay? So as a pastor and as a counselor, I'm telling you, it's so important for women to be able to go out and speak to a counselor, speak to a therapist. It's okay to get therapy, to heal your wounds, okay? To take them out and say, what is it that I'm not cleaning, okay? And how can I heal and become a thriver, not just stay in survival mode. When you are a survivor, you're just existing. You're not really living. Okay? Survival, when you're in survival mode, you think that's the ceiling, as I said earlier. It's not. It's just a starting point. If you are sitting here as a survivor, being really proud of yourself, kudos to you. But you have come in here to get into the next level of your life. You are called to be a thriver. And in thriving, there is healing. You are healed. In thriving, you are going above. You're going places. You're not just going from, okay, how do I get from day 1 to day 2? But you're saying, yeah, I have a 5-year plan, man. And in my 5-year plan, I'm a blessing and I'm going to bless other people too. We're not scared to hope for tomorrow. How did I go from being a survivor to a thriver? I'm going to share quickly 3 things with you. One is I changed the way that I see God Himself. We always feel that there is a higher force that is taking one magnifying glass and burning us like that under the sun, right? Does God know He's very much against me? God is punishing me, He's testing me. You think He has no better job to do, right? What do you think about Him? He is always against me. The Lord is testing me. What? You're going to pass the test and do what? Become IAS officer. He's doing no such thing. There's a very beautiful verse in the Bible. Jeremiah 29:11 says, I have plans for you, plans to test you and put you to the fire. Is that what it says? No, He says, plans to put you under my feet and crush you. You wicked women. Is that what it's saying? No. He's saying, I have plans for you, plans to prosper you. Can we all say thrive you? I have plans to prosper you, plans to thrive you. Okay, that you and I will be a thriver. He's saying plans to prosper you, not to harm you. So the first thing in survival mode, to go to thriving mode, change the way you see God. He's a very good God. He loves us immensely and He's saying, I have plans for you and my plans are to prosper you, not to harm you. So if you feel that you have a bad idea about God, just change that. Because you are now on the next phase of your life. Get ready for takeoff. You are a thriver. Okay? And when you do that, in life you need 2 people to stand with you to see yourself go into that thrive season of your life. One is God, and the other person is your husband, your children. No, none of that. It is you yourself. Yeah. What is this? You all think I'm going to take you all back there? Come on. You need 2 people to stand with you. You already have God. I showed you. He's saying, I love you. I have plans for you, plans to prosper you. And the next person you need to be on your side is you. Okay, so put your hands up. Everyone put your hands up and tap yourself and say, I am enough. And when I said this at another women's event, a lady stood up and said, she said, I am more than enough. Come on, you ladies. You're more than enough. Believe in yourself. And for that, you need to go through a season of healing, right? Wherever those limitations are, those minds, because of certain things that we have been through, right? We have created patterns in our mind. We have created conditionings of our mind where we feel like, I'm not good enough. I'm not enough. As I said to you, right? I grew up thinking I was not good enough. Because of the many things that have happened to me, I'm like, I don't think I'm good enough. You are more than enough. And that same verse, Jeremiah 29:11, goes on to say, I have plans for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, and to give you your expected end. Your neighbor's expected end. Your husband's expected end. Your children's expected end. Whose expected end? Your expected end. So say, my expected end. So your end is in whose hands? Whose hands? That takes me to point 3. The 3 things that I learned to move myself from survival to thrival. Okay, to thrive. The third thing is, we want to blame everybody around us. It's because of her. It's because of my father. That man, I cannot tell you. Blame everybody. My mother, no. Because of her only. Survival mode keeps us in a victim mentality. Have you noticed that? We always feel like the whole world is against us. Nobody's against you. You have control of your life. If there are patterns repeating, it's because you are not healing. You are not going and checking what those patterns are. I'm going to quickly share one thing which I share with all of my clients. Okay, I want to share the secret with you which I have discovered. Okay, it says my 3%. Everybody say my 3%. Okay, so I'm opening it up so I may lose some clients. That's okay. Okay, so my 3% basically says this. 97%, yes, the world is against you. It is that Steffi. She has victimized me. She has done everything bad against me, and therefore I am struggling because of her. 97%, okay? But there is something called my 3%. Now this goody little my 3%, no, you know what it does? It's finished with Steffi. Next I'm going to Shirley. The Shirley, no? Next, I dumped this Steffi because I learnt my lesson. She stabbed me in the back. See all the wounds. So I move on from her. I'm going to Shirley. Shirley, how nice of you. I am enjoying our friendship. It is healing me so much. Okay, and I'm enjoying her friendship. Suddenly, I see the same thing. What happened? Did they go to the same school and learn how to stab me in the back? What happened? And so now I'm again thinking, oh, Shirley also is behaving like this only. Maybe I should, finally leave these Tamil girls and go to the Malayalis. Okay? So all these Tamil girls are bad girls. So then I go to Smita. I say, Smita, how lovely. I want to change an environment. Let's be friends. And it's going fabulously well. And then again after 6 months, did these girls talk to her also? What happened? Why is the same thing happening? Forget the Malayalis. I leave that table of Malayalis alone. And I don't want them. Then I'm saying, let me go to the North Indians, yeah? They must be lovely. See their lovely tattoos and all. See how beautifully they are dressed. Very hot-looking girls. Come on. Now I don't want all these South Indian women. I'm going there. I'm going to be their friend now. So I become their friends. And I'm hanging out with our lovely Lovina and Sneha and all of them enjoying. And suddenly, maybe these 3 girls met them. Same repeat. Then I say, I don't want this India only. I'm sick and tired of it. Let me go to Sri Lanka. Okay? So I go to Sri Lanka. I've crossed borders now. Very strangely, they took passports and went and met her before. Have you all felt like that? At some point in your life? Yes? Am I speaking to anyone? Speaking to someone? That is where my 3% comes in. My 3% carries all of my hurt, carries my past, carries things that I don't want to deal with, that I have not spoken. I've just covered, closed these wounds, not cleaned them. And these 3% follows me everywhere, enabling the 97%. So it is not them at all. They don't know each other at all. They have not traveled across the country. They don't know each other. Who is it that is enabling the 97%? Me. So do you want to be in survival or do you want to thrive? Nobody is against you. Your life is in your hands. Don't blame your mother, father, grandfather, grandmother, your ancestral sins. I don't know what else, right? My ex-boyfriend, my present boyfriend. I'm not going into those categories. All of you are laughing, man. A lot of ex-boyfriend issues, huh? Or present boyfriend issues, I don't know. It is my husband. And then the kids grow up. It's my kids. Oh Lord, why? Okay. Nobody's against you. Your life is in your hands. God is not against you, so don't be against yourself. People are not against you, don't be against yourself. And that is how you go from survival to thriving. So just check yourself. Where are those places where you feel like you are surviving? Because you are no more a survivor. Yeah, her song became one super hit. Survival is not your identity. Thrive is your identity. So I welcome you to be an elevated woman and go through your season of thrive. It has opened up for you today. You are going to thrive in your area of work. You know, when you're in survival mode, you are not creative anymore. Nothing works out. I used to be so creative. I used to be that. Please leave that there only. There is a new season for you, and in the new season, you're going to be awesome. Do you believe that for yourself? Yes? And so you are going to heal. If you need somebody to speak to, come out and speak with me. We are here to know from each other, to love each other, care for each other, not to gossip about each other. I am going to pray for you, sister. Tell me what happened. Please don't do that. I never went to a women's meeting because of that. Chomma, in the name of prayer, no, they'll get your whole life history. And then they will go tell the next prayer group about it. You will become international news. By the end of the month, they will be praying for you in America. You don't even know. Okay? We are not that kind of people. We just want to love each other. Share what you can and what you should only, right? Hold back things. Find people that are trained to help you through your things. It's okay to go through seasons where you are down, okay? And you are called to thrive in every area of your life, okay? Surviving is not your identity. You are a thriver. And I hope you're blessed with what we are sharing and doing today. And I believe you are a thriver too. Next year, we're going to have 2026. You're going to come back with testimonies. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for your season of thriving? A whole year. Wow. Change the way you see God. Change the way you see yourself. Love yourself. Rest all you want. Don't be guilty about it. I started with surviving. As I said to you, I didn't know what I was doing. But today, just these 2 months, I've got 3 huge awards. The first one, I didn't even believe it. That was one. And then I was again given another award, a champion of progress. Like, wow, that's exactly what I believe I want to be. And I've already got it. And now I'm getting the South India Women's Achievement Awards in Chennai. And I've been chosen from 700 people. Okay? And you should hear the category. The category is Change Maker. Isn't that awesome? I didn't choose that. They chose that for me. And they said, you are a change maker. Okay? That is what each of you are. Think high of yourself. Expect great things for yourself. Okay? Because what you want to be, who you should be, is in your hands. God said, it's left to you. Imagine, sky's not even the limit. Sun, stars, moon, everything. Okay? And I'm just getting started. I am going to achieve more and more because that is what I believe for myself. And I believe for you also, there is more in store. And I believe you are blessed, right? Can you put your hands on your head and say, I am a thriver. My season of surviving is finished. I'm walking into abundance. I'm walking into healing. I'm walking into fullness. I am blessed to be a blessing. Amen. I believe with you, and you are such a blessing. Thank you for letting me speak into your life. You are a thriver. God bless you.